Hey, it's Eric with Patch Foundry. What you just heard is the patch for I Want You Back for MainStage 3.7.1 or higher. It's part of the cover band pack volume 1, or you can buy it as a standalone patch. And there's links to in the description to how to do both of those. Before we start, this awesome MainStage concert that you saw here that took 6 years to develop, it's free with every single purchase. There's a separate video, I've linked it in the description, about exactly what it can do. Second, this patch is not designed to sound like the original song. And if you listen to the original opener that I just played, I'm not playing the exact part. It's just supposed to be inspired by it. And it uses 100% stock MainStage sounds to build the patches for keyboard players in cover bands who need energy, excitement, and feel for their band. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go over a couple things here real quick. One, I had another video here where I used an image just a few minutes ago to show how you can view sheet music here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for right now. You can check that video if you're curious about how to do that. It's really helpful. This is a fairly straightforward patch. I'm going to just walk through what we've done. We've been very, very careful with it to get this just something that's really locked in. So the first thing is that piano you heard. It is the stock piano. But here's the crazy part. If you just fire up the stock piano sample, it's not going to sound anything like what I'm playing here. The reason that it sounds so good is because we've tweaked and tweaked and tweaked every possible parameter to lock it in at a pro level. And the advantage that by just using the stock sounds, there's nothing extra to install. There's no third-party content. It's super stable. It's super CPU efficient. And it makes it so easy. You download the MainStage concert, open up 3.7.1 version of MainStage, and it just works. It's so nice to have that. So we've got that. We've got a vintage strings. And I'll even show you what sample we used. We used the full strings legato, but then we tweaked the daylights out of it. If you open that sample up, it doesn't sound anything like what we're doing now. So together, you control this with the expression pedal. So or you can map it to the mod wheel. You kind of get the idea. And that's all you need. Now, that said, we've given you two extra things. The first one is an organ. So if you decide you want to layer it up a little bit, you can add the organ by itself. Sounds like this. So you get the idea. Just kind of a layer down there, frequency fill in. Then we also have some brass. So hopefully you play with brass in your group. It's the most fun. If you don't, it's right here. This sounds like this. If you notice, it cuts off right here at about this spot. So that you can, when you do that, when you're playing, you can play those loud notes down here without getting those bromp, too low brass sounds. Let me turn that on. And that's controlled with expression as well. So that gives you that feel if you want. Now, you can play this whole gig or this whole patch using just the lower board if you want to. But you could also do a second board up on top here. We have little auxiliary things here. In this case, it's a brass sound that we have that goes a little lower. So you can get really low down here, you could, like if your group is playing a brass line and they don't have a trombone player, you could, and you're super, super coordinated, you could pull your left hand up and play like something like that if you wanted to. If that's not your speed, you could just mute it and switch over to this light organ we have. So and that's right there for you as well. Okay, and that is the patch. It's simple, it's efficient, but man, it packs a huge punch, as you could probably hear. Last thing I want to talk about, the CPU load. So this is currently being run on a 5-year-old MacBook Pro computer. It's an M1 chip. MainStage is set to 128 samples and 48K, so kind of pushing the limit a little bit. And I'm recording audio and video on the same computer. So 5-year-old computer right now, maybe older by the time you watch this, plus all that extra stuff. Watch the CPU load while I play. Get my mouse out of the way. Really push it here. So I'm doing stuff you wouldn't even necessarily do, and it's still barely hitting 60%. And that's with all that extra stuff I talked about. So incredibly CPU performance just in general. If you're in a cover band, this is a huge breakthrough for you because you can load in all of these different sounds and not worry about bogging down your computer, even if you have a little bit older computer. Yeah, that's it. I'm tremendously proud of what we did here. I think it's going to change your experience live of trying to get the right sound. And you can find out more at patchfoundry.com. Thanks so much.